I thought we made progress from last week against Regis to this week against Colorado Springs. You know, it's a good team that played Wyoming right down to the wire and actually out-rebounded Wyoming. So we were only up +2 in the rebound column at half, and then we were +15 in the second half. So they took what we talked about at halftime and got into the game. I thought it was a tale of two halves. I thought we were much better in the second half.
Essentially, this team's still filling itself out.
It's the infant stages would be an overstatement. You know, we are still a fetus. You know, I mean, we got a. I mean that in no way, but I mean that. You know, we have a long ways to go with a great bunch of guys. So if we can stay healthy, it'll be interesting to see how far we can take this team in this short period of time, the next 3.5 months.
Seemed a little rough in the first half.
Yeah.
That you guys needed this tune-up, and that UCCS gave you some pretty good competition.
Yeah, I took Joe out in the first minute. It was disappointing how we started the game, and we gave up 2 threes, 6 points, spotted them. It's a team that I thought could beat us. I really did. You know, they've got a player in White who's you know, would start for a lot of teams in our league. They were no joke. They, like I said, what they did at Wyoming. They had the ball. I think it was a 2-point game, and they had the ball. Maybe I'm wrong, but they had a chance to beat Wyoming at Wyoming. So, you know, really, they had a lot to do with it. But when you come in here and you're in this is an exhibition, I believe, for them. So they have nothing to lose, and we have everything to lose. So they can be kind of loose and comfortable. And anyway, I would just say this, that we were more like we're going to be as coaches in practice this week, and I thought it showed up in the game.
Would you like to see David Cohn maybe be able to take over the point guard position where maybe DB can play the 3 and get some more rebounds?
Yeah, I think, you know, going into this right now, you know, John Octius is our point guard, but David might be the most natural one as far as seeing the court and distributing the ball. You know, he sees the court, him and JJ probably better than anybody. Daniel's getting better at it, but it's kind of hard to teach that. You know, it's kind of like a quarterback that's drafted high, and he just doesn't really read the defense as well, and then they wash out. And then some young guys like Joe Montana must have read the defense terrific where he was drafted, and so I think it's very similar when it comes to the point guard position. So David's liability is defensively. I really like the way he rebounded in the second half. He's just he's strong enough. He's just not used to playing the other end of the court and committing to it like he does offensively.
In that same vein, Vila was finding himself getting himself in a good position down the block, and Octis wasn't finding him to pass it around. He was passing it around and not hitting Vila down there in the block. Would you like to see him go to Vila down there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to get post touches, but I don't think I thought they backed off John and got closer to JJ, so it made that passing, and he'd used his dribble. Had he had his dribble, he could have dribbled at the guy guarding him, and he'd have committed him and opened up the pass lane. So I think he thought he made good choices. He just didn't feel comfortable feeding the post. But this is a very unselfish team that they'd rather pass than shoot, all of them. I don't know how many rebounds JJ ended up with. How many did he have? 4, which is, you know, he had 3 in the second half. He only had 1 in 17 minutes, I think, in the first half, and he's a better rebounder than that. I thought a stat that shows talent is when you can have 6 assists and 1 turnover. That's you know, that's another thing that's hard to teach. He's very talented that way. I thought Carlton came in. I don't know what his numbers were, but you know, this team has potential. It's just you know, not a long roster.
Would you like to see the centers maybe get a little more involved on the rebounding end?
Yeah, I just don't like. I thought that for the first time we looked like a team I'm used to in the second half as far as from a rebounding situation. You know, we got on the floor, we grabbed the balls, we didn't do that against Regis. We lost all the 50-50 balls, whatever I call them, loose balls. We just didn't get them. We did a much better job of. In the second half, I was really struggling at halftime with this team. I was very direct and told them that we're not getting it into the game. We practiced really well again this week, and we're not getting our physicalness and our loose ballness into the game. You know, this charge is a. I talk to the officials, and I just don't. I'm just don't. I don't think the officials know. I mean, anything close is going to be a block, and it's almost like we're going to remove the charge out of the game, and it's not right. It's anything questionable. So I think it was. Nobody asked me this question, but it was just on my mind that the call they made wrong. Only got 65% of the calls in a study of Division I games last year. I looked at all these games, and only 65% of the time did they call the block charge the right way. The other times, like 95% of the time, they got the calls right. So the block charge is a big emphasis. I think that you're going to see the percentage go down. I think they're going to miss it more with the new rules. It's too confusing. I think all of them are leaning towards the block, and I thought at times I feel bad for the officials because, when in doubt, they're going to call a block.
Was it important for you guys, kind of a younger group, to play like they did in the second half going into Monday's game?
This is not a marathon. This is an ultra marathon. This team, it's not a sprint. We got a long journey ahead of us. So, what happened today won't hurt Monday, but it's going to be a lot different situation. I have no idea what Gonzaga looks like. I never look past a team, so we'll start tonight looking at them. But this it won't hurt the way we played, because we got guys lacking confidence. We got guys that have never played at this level. So, whatever happens Monday, we'll be better for it. We got a tough stretch coming with Weber coming in there, then we go to UTEP. This was a big game for us.
You said tonight UCCS came in with nothing to lose. You guys had everything to lose. On the flip side, now you go on the road where you guys haven't been very great, at least last year, and you play against the number 15 team in the nation.
We weren't good last year on the road.
You guys are okay.
Who had a better record on the road in league last year than us? Anybody?
Lyon's teams were great.
New Mexico, right? Yeah. So we were
Do you feel like
we were the second best team in the league on the road last year. So.
Well, not to take anything away from you guys, but looking forward to this game, it's on the road against the number 15 team.
Yeah.
Do you look at it as that you guys can go out and kind of play like you have less to lose going against this?
Yeah, I think you're right there. The expectations are way down, but we're not. If we're going to go on the road, we're going to try to win the game.
Sure.
But.
But do you expect your guys to play loose and kind of?
No, I expect our guys to play the same way every time we play basketball. And it's never about Colorado Springs or Gonzaga or UTEP or Weber. It's about us. And we failed miserably, I thought, early in this game tonight, and I thought we conquered ourselves in the second half. So, it's never about the opponent. It's we have a way we play, and can we get it onto the court?
Anything else?
All right, thanks, guys.
Quote me on that? Yeah, you quote me on that.
So you guys feel like when you three are at the guard positions on the floor at the same time might be the most effective lineup for you guys?
You go ahead.
I believe so. We all did great when we're on the floor. The 1, 2, 3. So, as David there stepping up big time. So him doing what he does best, it was terrific. So I think coach will see that, and we'll do more of it.
Daniel, you ended up finishing with 17 points, career high. But in the first half, you struggled a little bit. It seemed like you settled for those shots that we talked about the other day. And then you became a little bit more aggressive. Was that a conscious effort on your part to?
Yeah, I had that in mind. You know, couple I was wide open and I shot it. I was thinking about it because I wanted to attack, like I told you yesterday. But when I started to, it kind of opened up my game. So that's something that I need to continue to do, and I will. And we'll see where it goes.
Dude, you feel a little less cautious out there?
Um,
Just able to play?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, you know, to kind of give the compliments back to DB and Jo, I wouldn't have the confidence without them. They're with me every step of the way, telling me, you know, have confidence, and that's the number one thing. So, you know, I just keep playing, and like he said, just see how it turns out.
Seems like the second half you guys started to gel a little bit. Was it just a matter of feeling yourselves out with different lineups and having so many new guys out there against, you know, different competition?
We just got to come out better, come out harder, come out stronger, put more thought into it. We used to always say, as the young guys on the team, man, the seniors are coming out so soft. And then this year we're coming out so soft. So it's just an adjustment that we have to make. We have to make sure before the game starts that everybody's mentally prepared to get it going and not wait till second half to turn things up.
David, how'd it feel? Your first game out there as a true freshman, kind of light it up on these guys a little bit.
Yeah, I just look for my open looks and you know, take what the defense gives me. And we've had good, you know, we've had a couple, you know, our practices are so difficult that the games seem pretty easy. And you know, just looking for my open shots and picking my, you know, my points and just waiting, letting the game come to me.
Shot. Offense on this team might have been one of the questions about how well you guys could score. Were you guys a little surprised putting in 60% from the field?
Yeah, we weren't really focused on that. You know,
Yeah.
Our defense was just horrible in the first half. And that's all we work on basically in practice, you know, as you guys come and watch us. But obviously in the second half we stepped it up, you know, and just needed a punch, you know, and that's what Larry did at halftime, got us right and came out and we responded.
Our defense should always fuel our offense. It shouldn't be the other way around. And you can tell the difference between the first half and the second half.
Yeah.
We were looking for shots first half and not focusing on the defensive end. And when we came out second half, we were focused on the defense end, and the shots offensively came easy. So we just have to make that adjustment and get in the game quicker.
John, after Saturday's exhibition, you guys felt like you probably should have lost, you probably should have. And was it important tonight to come out and, you know, win by like the margin that you did, especially going into Monday's game?
Coach always says we're playing ourselves. So we just wanted to come out and play our game regardless of who we were playing. We played Gonzaga Monday, and we're going to approach the same way we approached this game. And it's defensively, and we really have to focus on that. I honestly think we can get so much better at that end of the floor, and it would allow it to be so much easier for us as the season goes on.
And can you talk a little about beating their full court pressure? I know that's something you guys worked on going in and really making them pay with not just breaking it, but, you know, getting points off of it.
We worked on it a little bit in practice, so we just got it in the game. Coach always says, get it from the room, get it to practice, and then take the practice and get it in the game. So we worked on it a bit, and it ended up working out well for us today.
And we're just not trying to break it. We were trying to score. You know, obviously, most schools will probably just try to break it. You know, but we're trying to score. You know, obviously they're trying to slow us down, but it's not going to stop us.
Fun watching JJ feed Marcus on a couple alley-oops.
That's what we're trying to do. You know, I think last time I talked about our big guys getting above the rim. You know, and that's what we need. You know, so you'll see plenty of that this year. You know, you see Coach getting our big guys in practice when you guys come, just getting up and above the rim.
Speaking of getting above the rim, you had 16 rebounds tonight. You told me yesterday you had hopes to rebound double digits as an average, which I thought was a lofty goal, but you obviously showed tonight what you can do. Is that something that you're going to continue to focus on moving forward?
Of course, you know, we're going to need rebounds. You know, it doesn't matter if it's myself or the 4-5. You know, we're going to need to rebound. You know, we're going to have bigger guys, you know, playing against. But man, that's one thing, you know, I love to do is to go to the boards, you know. So sometimes I have to get back and sometimes I have to go to the boards. So, but that's one thing I want to focus on.
Anything else, guys?
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Hey,